In the world of Taiwanese street food, you've got your big, famous stars. And then you've got the quiet legends, the humble dishes with these incredibly deep stories. Today, we're digging into one of those legends, a simple soup that is so much more than it looks. Let's peel back the layers.
So get this. This soup has been called the poor man's bird's nest. Now, if you know anything about Asian cuisine, you know that bird's nest soup is this super famous, incredibly expensive delicacy. For a simple pork skin soup to earn a nickname like that, well, that tells you something, right? It hints at this amazing mix of scarcity and, believe it or not, luxury. And that's really the big question we're tackling today, isn't it? How on earth does a leftover, a piece of skin that could have just been thrown out, get transformed into something people revere? It's a fantastic culinary mystery, and we are going to solve it. To find the answer, we have to go back, way back, because the story of this soup, it's not just about what's in the bowl. It's a story about pure ingenuity born out of having to survive. Okay, so you have to picture an agricultural society where every single resource was precious. A pig wasn't just dinner, it was a treasure. It was something for big festivals, for really special occasions. And when you have something that valuable, you use every single part. Wasting anything? That was just not an option. The cleverness here is just, it's off the charts. So you've got this problem. Raw pork skin is tough as nails, totally inedible. What do? Well, some brilliant home cook discovered that if you cook it low and slow, braising it for hours, it completely breaks down, releasing all this amazing collagen and becoming tender. But the genius doesn't stop there. They'd then slice up this delicious skin, throw it into a big pot of soup with some vegetables, and thicken the whole thing up. And just like that, a tiny bit of a meat product could be stretched into a hearty, delicious meal for the entire family. And you know what happens with amazing family recipes, right? They don't stay secret forever. From those home kitchens, this dish made its way out onto the streets. And that's where it found its perfect partner, its soulmate. Taiwan's most iconic dish, braised pork rice. I mean, it just made sense. The shops making the rice had tons of leftover pork skin, and more importantly, a rich, amazing braising liquid ready to go. A total match made in heaven. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I've seen pork skin in other dishes. What's the big deal? But trust me, not all pork skin soups are created equal. The method used here is what makes this a legend. It is all about the soul of the braise. You can kind of think of it like this. There are different camps when it comes to pork skin. You've got the fried or blanched school. Frying makes it puffy and spongy, great for soaking up broth. Blanching keeps it clean and fresh. Those are fine, they have their place. But our hero, the braised school, ooh, that is on a completely different level. We're talking about infusing the skin with layers and layers of deep, complex flavor. And it all comes down to one absolutely magical concept, lao lu, the old braising liquid. This isn't just a sauce you make fresh every day. No. This is a master stock. It's a living thing. It's used over and over and over for years, sometimes even decades. Each time it's used, it absorbs more flavor from the ingredients. And each time it's topped up, it gets new life. It's basically a liquid library of flavor history. And that is the secret ingredient. So, understanding the lao lu is one thing, but actually making the soup, that's another. This is not some quick recipe you can just whip up on a weeknight. It's a craft. It's a ritual that demands real patience and respect for the process. The whole process is really beautiful when you break it down. It starts with respect and purity. This means meticulously, painstakingly cleaning the skin. It's not just about being clean, it's about honoring the ingredient and the person who's going to eat it. Then comes the infusion, where the skin gets to just bathe in that historic old braise, soaking up all that flavor until it's perfectly tender. Next is harmony, where that savory skin meets sweet vegetables in the soup pot and they all kind of meld together. And the grand finale, the awakening. A little swirl of black vinegar right at the end that just cuts through the richness and makes every single flavor pop. It's really an art form. So beyond the history and the technique, this soup has gathered some fantastic legends. My favorite one starts with a piece of friendly advice you might hear from a local. Yes, someone might lean over and say, hey, stop buying those expensive collagen drinks. This soup is the original. It's called the natural cosmetic because it's just packed with natural collagen. Then there's its nickname, the invisible cloak of flavor, because of how it magically gives a simple vegetable broth the body and richness of a meat stew. And I love this last one, the gentle resistance. It perfectly describes that texture. It's not mushy, it's not tough. It just has this perfect, tender bite that melts in your mouth. It's food that's kind to everyone, from little kids to their grandparents. Of course, like any great dish with deep, deep roots, it didn't stay the same. As this soup traveled across Taiwan, it started to absorb the personality of each region it landed in. And you can really taste the difference depending on where you are. Down south, the soup is like a party in a bowl. It's sweeter, it's thicker, and they often toss in other goodies like fish cakes. It's a total flavor carnival. But then you head north, and the style gets more focused. It's saltier with a sharp kick from white pepper and vinegar. The whole point is to let that deep, dark, savory flavor of the braised skin be the undisputed star of the show. You know, when you boil it all down, no pun intended, the entire story of the soup is captured perfectly by this one phrase. It's a philosophy that goes way beyond just the kitchen. So ultimately, we're not just talking about a bowl of soup here. We're talking about a cultural icon. It represents that incredible spirit of taking what little you have and creating something amazing. It's about resilience, it's about ingenuity, and it's about the beautiful philosophy of turning the most ordinary thing into something truly extraordinary. And that really leaves you with a final thought. Every culture, everywhere, has a dish like this. A food that was born from making do that's now a source of comfort and pride. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What amazing story of resilience and creativity is hiding in your favorite comfort food?